Welcome to the Small Business Breakthrough Podcast, where every week we're interviewing small business guests that support the small business industry. This week, we brought on somebody special, as we do every week, twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. Check out other episodes as we go through. But today, I'm sure if you're a small business owner and you have clients that you may have thought of this question, which is, have you ever wanted to host a retreat for your VIP clients, but you don't know where to start? You want to take them somewhere special and do something out of the ordinary? We found somebody that actually helps you work through this. Please welcome Anna VanAtgmael, founder of Wandering Roots, to the podcast. Anna, tell us a little bit about your business, helping business owners create retreats for their clients is a fascinating thing. I love the topic. How do you do that? What made you get into this?
Yeah, thank you for having me too, by the way. I just started hosting retreats. I wanted to make a huge change from corporate. I worked in a molecular lab and I literally just side hustled the brand for 2 years and then I quit my job in October 2019 only to have to cancel all of my retreats in 2020. And the first 2 years that I started hosting retreats, I got asked a lot if I would plan other people's. And I was like, no, I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm still figuring it out. Like, stop asking me. But then when I had my whole calendar free, no side hustle, or I mean, it was my full-time gig at the time, but I had to cancel all of my retreats. I was like, well, I've been given the space and the time, so let's create what this would look like. So I created a digital course. It's sort of a done together instead of a DIY where there's 10 modules and I have office hours and then a 90-minute Zoom when they're all done so we can look at your budget and make sure you feel confident. And then I have a one-to-one service for the people that don't want to do any of the logistics. They just want to show up, share their content, sell their retreat. So yeah.
That is the epitome of what we see when we're watching a lot of this content, and they're like, "What's your inspiration? What's your purpose?" And they say, "Well, just do what everybody asks you about." And you literally were like,
Yep.
"Everybody's asking you, will you do this?" You're like, "No, no, I don't wanna." And yeah,
Yep.
it's like fate brought you to it anyways. Um,
Hmm.
and and it's fantastic. It's so interesting to have somebody out there that is doing this service. What was kind of the inspiration that led from the beginning? You were to go from
Yeah.
molecular. I'm not even getting it right. I can't even pronounce
Yeah.
it
It's
right.
molecular
Um,
diagnostics. Yeah.
but molecular diagnostics
Mhm.
to deciding to host your own retreats. What was the thought process around wanting to get into that?
So I will give you Cliff's Notes quick version. I worked in the field for 13 years. I worked for startup companies the entire time. I worked for three. And at my last gig, so I honestly became very risk tolerant. We were always getting bought out. We might close, we might, whatever. And I realized quickly that I liked being challenged. Like it was always new work, maybe a new place, maybe, a new boss, whatever. And so it sort of pushed me. But at the the last one I worked for, I worked there 7 years. I built the lab from scratch. I uh, I live in Michigan, and a company in Canada needed a U.S. lab, and we are pretty close neighbor. And so yeah, I built it, hired the staff, basically had the privilege to be an entrepreneur with zero financial risk, made all of those big decisions and made a lot of mistakes too. And I also got in a really bad car accident and had to be in one of those neck braces, like the hard collars, for 4 months. So as like the peak of that part of my career was taking off, I also had the first pause of my life and was like, man, I really don't want to do this anymore. I really want to do something different, and I pursued yoga just because after I had surgery, I had a lot of chronic pain, and I didn't want to be one of those pain clinic patients at the age of 28. I thought I was too young for that life. So, anyways, I ended up taking yoga teacher training, and combined with this great pause of being like, shoot, I'm not jazzed about my life, and now I feel my own mortality. I realized I had never been in a space with a group of strangers just like supporting each other for their highest and not judging each other. And I thought I could create that same vibe with my love of travel and teach yoga all over the world. And so I just tried it. And that's about it.
That is amazing. That sounds like such a
Hmm.
great it's always that pivotal moment, right, in
Yeah.
our entrepreneurial journeys that something happens and you go
Yeah.
and you either run with it or you stay in a miserable life, and I'm glad you
Yeah.
ran
Yeah.
with it because 'cause you're definitely
Thank you.
providing value to the entrepreneurial community for sure. What's been the key for from the time you said you started October of 2019, and yeah, that was smiling. That was a horrible time to start a retreat business. But as with
Yeah.
the however, you've endured. You have gone
Yep.
through it. And so talk to me about how you have been able to maintain through the hardest point of having face-to-face business to today where you're now a successful owner operator.
Yeah. So I was I actually started in April of 2018. I quit my job in October of 2019. So I had 2 years where I was just pitching money into an account, just like trying to make that leap a little softer, just in case things went south, which really ended up working out because I wasn't able to generate the income I was planning on for an entire year. But I will say that being given the space to add the branch of my business to plan other people's really opened the door to have more flexibility in just how I do make money. And I also, I just, I got asked to come back twice to help design COVID testing. And I was like, the universe is testing me and I don't want to go backwards. Like, this is good. This is just another like show of resilience and commitment to not like falling back into what's comfortable and easy. And it was uncomfortable and it was hard, but I also don't have any regrets of not just, just rolling over and being like, you're right, you win. This is terrible. So, and it also just makes you more like able to manage risk and more risk tolerant just in your life in general. So,
Yeah, absolutely. You help entrepreneurs build retreats for their VIP clients.
mhm.
Do you help them build retreats for leadership teams at all? Is that part of
Yeah.
that?
I have I wouldn't say I do many like corporate retreats. It's just entrepreneurs that have either higher tier clients or these group memberships where they all want to meet in person, or somebody like me that has a different branch of their business where they're teaching people to do what they do. And they need to do it in real life, like photographers, massage therapists, things like that. And a lot of these entrepreneurs have established successful brands and they just need another offering for their brands. And so they're busy and they're also good at dividing or reserving their resources, right? It's just like I am not great at logistics or I don't want to do it. And that's not where I want to spend my energy. I just want to show up and do the retreat and offer it to my clients and things like that. So I love the logistics. I love the budget. I love like all the nerd parts and I like seeing it all come together. So, yeah.
Yeah, what is so as you put these on and you make a great point there of like make sure as an entrepreneur and you want to add an offering like this, it's a great resource to reach out and be able to offer this to your potential clients as a VIP retreat. And VIP retreats are amazing things. I've been on a couple myself over the years and as a client and have always been interested in them. But I'm talking from a client perspective, but what would you say from your perspective? What is the value of putting one of these on? If somebody's on the fence, if an entrepreneur's on the fence of saying, "Hey, I don't know if I should do this as an additional offering," what's the value that you see come out from them offering this to their clients?
I think it is client retention. If you can keep giving your best clients, more and more of you in your time, as long as it aligns with you, of course, and then also just more revenue to your current brand without having to like create a new target audience, right? They're already there. They're already, and I always say like market research is very valuable. And the fact if you have nurtured clients, ask them what they want. Like take the guesswork out of it. Don't just throw something out there and hope it sells.
Yeah.
I mean, that was one of the mistakes I definitely made early on. So, yeah, just ask them what they want. I have clients now that go on my retreats that are so comfortable with me that they start putting in their requests of where they want to go next time. Like, that's ideal. You don't have to worry about it selling out then, right? So,
Yeah, absolutely. That's fantastic to be able to, don't throw spaghetti at the wall and hope it sticks. Like,
yep.
be very refined, ask your clients what they want,
Mhm.
and then just have an opportunity to be able to provide such a valuable experience. If you've ever opened your laptop ready to grow your business and 2 hours later closed it, realizing you've gotten nothing done, but you've researched office chairs, you've ordered lunch, and you've planned out the next 3 dinners, all the things that you wouldn't typically do to work on your business. Yeah, I've done that too. I'm Jason Pond. I'm the host of the Small Business Breakthrough Podcast, and I want you to achieve your breakthrough. But we do that through the community I built. I built the Momentum Community. The Momentum Community is a place where we meet every week. We talk about your goals, where you want to get with your business, and then we track them. And we use the Momentum dashboard to do that. We make sure you're moving forward every week, and it's accountability like you've never seen in a community forum. I want you to be part of that community. If you want to learn more about it, check out the link in the description below and enjoy the rest of the episode. What, I've seen other methods. I've not seen anybody in this specific space where you actually put together a,
Mhm.
a unique retreat for somebody else that you I've seen people host specific retreats, sometimes around corporate retreats or
Yep.
small business leadership style retreats. But where would you say this industry is going in the next 5 years?
I think travel and retreats in general are just going to blow up. I think that people really found how valuable it was post COVID of like getting away and actually doing the thing, spending your time the way you want to, but also knowing that your time is pretty valuable and we're already wearing enough hats. Most of us are, anyways. And so, like, punt it to somebody else, sign up for some of these offers, or, um, I think as an entrepreneur and not so much as an individual, but there's a fine line of like hiring out. I always choose that route if one, I will be way better, way happier with the outcome. And two, I don't want to spend weeks trying to learn that new skill. It doesn't interest me enough and to feel like I would really do a great job at it or like keep me motivated, you know? So if you're in that wheelhouse of like like you have this content that you're super jazzed about sharing, but you're so overwhelmed about how to pull it off, like that's where you start to hire out those pieces, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I would even take that a step further and be like, instead of weeks, like, do you have months to learn? And
Yeah,
some
true.
like it's like that it you almost have to do your own college education, right?
Yeah.
It's self-paced and self-inflicted, and you also have to be self-motivated to be able to do it. And if you don't want to, find somebody else that can help you do that for
Yeah.
sure. And I think that industry itself is blowing up crazy, which is regret something that's super valuable to the world because anybody can go kind of learn how to do something. Um,
Totally. There's digital courses for everything. And I think that's just gonna keep taking off too, is like hiring out some of these. I guess it depends on who you are, but smaller or bigger task, right? So,
yeah, absolutely. What's the funnest one that you have ever put together for, an entrepreneur group?
um, right now I am working on this one for a lady that's a Thai massage therapist, and she is doing this like hybrid 10-day in Chiang Mai where they're going to like an actual Thai massage therapy school in the like 2 weekends on either side of the week, and then they're going to do all of like the fun things in the beginning. And I've never done a hybrid adventure education one. It's just kind of a new challenge for me. It's usually like all education where there's just like, we have to find this beautiful venue with like whatever specific needs they have, or like we're gonna see all of the things. So I don't know. It's like it I think it's only unique in the fact that I've never done both together, just separate.
Yeah, but because you love challenges and you love
Yeah.
that new stuff, it sounds like you are that definitely would drive the excitement for being able to,
Yeah.
jump into that head first and then figure it out, and I'm sure they'll end up with a great experience as a result.
Yeah.
Um, and it has been a very interesting conversation to learn more about you, learn more about your business and what you do for your clients. You ready to jump into our lightning round and have some quick hitting questions?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. First question, coffee or tea?
Coffee.
How about cats or dogs?
Dogs, I have 2 tiny assholes.
Tiny
Mm.
ones, the tiny dogs are always the troublemakers.
They're just the
Uh,
worst. My first small dogs. I've always had big, and I'm not sure I did it right this time, but it's fine. I love them dearly.
yes, we're a big dog family. I only have one, and that's the limit right now. I've had up to three at any given point
Oh
from
god.
three at the smallest one was 100 pounds. So,
No,
um,
no.
yeah, the 80-pound good dog now. So, how about, if you could grab only one weapon or item during a zombie apocalypse, what would it be?
Oh god. I don't even know. Probably just, my really heavy cast iron skillet.
There you
I
go.
don't
Love it.
That's
Love it.
like
Cast iron skillet. Favorite quote or phrase that you think about often?
keep going.
Keep going.
Mhm.
How about a book that has influenced your life the most?
Oof. A Year of Yes by Shonda Rhimes.
Okay. And then you may have already talked about this, but we want to, if there's a different one for sure, I want to cover what is the biggest obstacle you have had to overcome and one lesson you have learned from it.
That's asking my audience. When I was building the brand, in the beginning, I just started picking, like, ideas that I wanted to do, and I really hadn't, like, nurtured an audience for that big of an international type offering. So the second one just didn't the sales did not work out, and I was like, "Okay, I gotta, like I gotta nurture this current audience, for a bit." So
I am feeling that pain right now. Totally get that. Literally
Yeah.
having some of those conversations with some of my clients uh, today, like just within the last few hours. Of course, this won't come out for a little bit, but still having that conversation and whatnot. How can our listeners get a hold of you if they want to learn how to run their own corporate retreat?
Yes, moneymakingretreats.com is where you can find me.
And I want to phrase their own entrepreneurial retreat because, as you
Yep.
said, you don't really do the corporate style, but
Yep.
there are small business owners out there that have smaller leadership teams, and I think you could benefit a lot from this. But the small business owner that has those VIP clients that you want to take out and just have a great adventure. I know that there are businesses out there that could really utilize this service. So reach out to moneymakingretreats.com. Anna, thank you so much for being on the podcast today. And there's some gold in there, nuggets for those entrepreneurs about the journey. Like small businesses aren't easy. Sometimes you have to do the hard things, which is actually talk to people like your clients to figure out what you want to do moving forward and how you can progress and can help them. And that is, there's some great nuggets inside of this. If you found value inside of this podcast and you want to check out more, check out the playlist located right here in the video version. Otherwise, the show notes and descriptions are below. And until next time.